Hi, I'm Mark from easylawnmowing.co.uk, and in this video we're going to take a look at this Cobra MX43 40 volt cordless lawnmower. In this video we'll take a look at its features and functions. We're going to test the mower out here in my backyard lawn, and by the end of this video you'll know whether this is the right cordless lawnmower for you and your lawn. So before we take a closer look at this Cobra cordless lawnmower, we need to get it unboxed. So let's do that now. Let's see what comes supplied with the package. We'll then get it assembled and then we'll test it out on my rear lawn here to see how well it performs. Okay, so let's get it unboxed. Okay, so that's our Cobra cordless mower unboxed. So what do you actually get supplied in the package? So naturally you're going to get the mower itself. So this is the MX43 40V or 40 volt, and it's got that 43 means it has a 43 centimeter deck or around 17 inches. So that's the mower itself. We'll be going over the specification in a little bit more detail later. You get the grass collection box, and that's a hybrid box. So it has a solid base here and a solid top, which I really like to see, with the mesh on the sides, which is going to help with the circulation. You also have a grass fall flap here as well, and that's 50 litres, and that's a great size for this 43 centimetre deck. But again, we'll have a look at how well that picks up when we test the mower out on my lawn. So you've got the handle there to assemble onto the grass box. There's a little screw in a bag there, so just be careful when you're unpackaging this that you don't lose that screw, and that's really just to secure the handle on, and again I'll show you that in the assembly. There's a little clip there for your cable tidy. There's two quick release levers, that will be for your central point to fold the handles flat. You also have a safety key, so that's great that you can immobilize this lawnmower so it can't be started accidentally, so you can remove that key and put it somewhere safe. You get your user guide, and I've had a quick look at that, and it's pretty detailed. It shows you how to do the assembly. There's lots of diagrams in there, so really easy to use and easy to assemble, but again I'll show you that. So in terms of the battery, so that's what this is all about, this mower. This is a Cobra battery. It's a 40 volt battery, so there's plenty of power there with those 40 volts. And also is great that this is a 5 amp hour battery, so not a 2.5 amp like some mowers give you, some brands give you. This is a 5 amp hour battery, and that's going to give you a great runtime. And again, we'll be seeing how long this lasts when I test it out on my 500 meters square lawn here at the back. You get your charger, and this will charge the battery in just 1 hour, 25 minutes to a full charge. So there will be some charge in here. So if I press the button there, so we're almost 3/4 charged. That's how it comes out of the box, but it's always recommended to give this a full charge when you receive your mower. So yes, the battery does have a gauge on it that you can press and see how much charge there is. And there's also a gauge on the handlebars, but again, I'll show you that a little bit later. So that's pretty much what you get supplied. So what I'm going to do now is get this battery fully charged. I'll show you the assembly, and then we'll be ready to go to give this mower a test. So to assemble our Cobra mower is really straightforward. So there's two parts really. The first is to get the grass box assembled, and you will need a cross-headed screwdriver for that, and the shorter the better really, because you need to be inside the box to come up underneath just to screw that handle in here. So, and then all we need to do then is attach the handlebars to the mower. So what I'll do is I'll do the grass collection box first. So all you need to do really is just clip in the handle here at the back, like so, and then put the screw through the top. So I'm just going to do a close-up of that so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so you take your handle and you just simply clip it in the back here, and then lower the front down, like so, and then using the screw and your screwdriver, just come up underneath. So just ensure that you screw that screw up. It doesn't need to be too tight, but it just needs to be nice and secure, like so, so the handle is nice and secure. So the next thing is to just clip the bag part onto this bar here, and that's done easily just by hooking that over, like so, and then also at the sides. So again, it's just from the inside out, hooks around. Okay, and that's it, and that's our grass box ready to attach to the mower. Okay, so to assemble the handles, really straightforward. So the first thing you need to do is take these quick release levers and just get them undone, because you're going to need your both hands ready when you do this. Okay, so the top part of the handles just put to one side for now, because what we're going to do is we're just going to get the top part in position, and that's really straightforward. And so all you do is you just lift that up to the position that you want it. So there's 3 different positions, and there's a marker on the top here, and that's really good because depending on your height you can have this in 3 different positions, and that's going to give you a really good posture whilst mowing. So many manufacturers, they don't do this. You have a fixed position and you find the bars are a little bit too low or a little bit too high for some, but that's great that Cobra have included this. And then all you do, so I'm going to put that on position 3 because I like the bars to be quite high, and then you just lock them in like so. It's as simple as that. So I'm just going to move this slightly out of the way so that I don't crimp the wire. So again, get that lined up with position 3, lock the bars in, and that's pretty much it on the lower section. So the upper section you can do on your own. It is more handy if you've got someone to help you to hold it. The way I do it is I will just line it up on the outside of the lower bars so that the hole here is lined up. You take one of your bolts, and that's why I said to undo them before you get to this stage, else you'll be trying to undo it with one hand. And then you just pop that bolt through. It's a square piece on this end that needs to sit flush. And then what I normally do is just switch hands. You then need to put your washer on, and then your quick release bolt needs to go on, and you can just give that a couple of turns like so. And then what you're trying to do is just get this done up enough so that you can turn it and lock it into place, and that's actually just perfect. So it's a nice tight fit there. So that's your first one in, so naturally your second one is going to be a lot easier. And the same as the other side, get it as tight as you can comfortably just clip that in place. And that's it. So that's your bars attached. So all we need to do now is just put this cable tidy on here. So that can just go about halfway up the bars. That clips on like so. We've got a safety key there. We've got our batteries on charge. And that's it. That's the assembly. So you can see there, it's super easy to assemble. The grass collection box was easy, and that's it. We're ready to go. So what I'll do now is I'll just go over the specification of the mower quickly, and then we'll go out and test it out on my back lawn. This is the MX43 40V. So what the 43 means is it's a 43 centimetre deck, which is around 17 inches, and that's a great cutting height for a medium lawn. So mine's about 450, maybe 500 square meters in the back here. So this is going to be absolutely ideal for that type of lawn, and anything under that, it would be great. Naturally, Cobra do bigger deck sizes. So there's a 46 inch and there's a 51 as well if you want to go larger. There's also a smaller 34 centimeter deck size if you want to go small, if you've got a smaller lawn. So there is variations between all of those models in terms of whether they're self-propelled, the batteries that come supplied and that kind of thing. But if you head on over to the easylawnmowing.co.uk website, there's a comparison table there, and you can see the differences between all of the models so that you can ensure that you pick the right one for your particular circumstances. Okay, so back to this one, the MX43. So if we start at the top here, you've got padded handles, so you'd think that would be common on all mowers. Some mowers just come with a plain bar here, and it's really uncomfortable. You can feel the vibration, but naturally Cobra, being Cobra, have included a padded handle. This bar running across the top is more of a petrol feel to it, so you're not just going to have a single plastic starter on one side. And I really like these bars because it makes it so much easier for going around right and left hand corners single-handedly. You can just keep the mower going, can turn it around. It's great for maneuverability. This is my preferred starter, and this is why I think Cobra have included it on here. Here you have your starter switch, your safety switch, which needs to be engaged before this will engage the motor. You also have a gauge here on the bars, which is great because naturally once the battery's in here, you can't see how much charge is left in the battery. So you have a gauge on the bars and you can see exactly how much is left in that battery, and that's a really nice touch. Quick release levers on the bars here means that it will fold at this point, it will also fold at this point, and that's going to make this really compact for storage. And combine that with this grass collection box, which also folds flat, is going to be great for storing in your shed or your garage. As I mentioned earlier, you've got 3 positions on the height. So that means you can adjust the angle of these bars to get your posture, your mowing posture, exactly right, exactly how you want it. And it's great to see that Cobra have included that. Moving down onto this, the cutting heights. I've got 5 cutting heights here. Great range of cutting heights, right down to that 25 millimeters and up to 75 millimeters. And what we're going to be doing at the end of my lawn, I've got some really, really long grass. So we're going to see on a higher setting how this performs, how well it cuts that grass. You'll notice you've got smaller wheels and larger wheels. Again, this is what I prefer. I prefer those larger wheels at the back. It just makes maneuverability so much better with a lawnmower, and it's great to see you've got that massive contrast between the rear and the front wheels, and that's really great. That's always good to see. What about the weight of the mower? So the weight of the mower is just 15 kilograms. That's really great. That's a polymer deck, and I'll have a look underneath and show you the deck in a moment underneath. Onto the grass box, I did mention earlier it's a 50 litre grass collection box. That's a whopping box for just a 43 centimetre deck. So that's going to mean that you're going to be emptying a lot less. You've got the flap on here, the grass full flap, so you know exactly when your box is full and you need to empty it. Again, we'll be testing that because some brands, this doesn't actually work. It doesn't come up at all, even at the beginning. So we're going to see how well that works on this Cobra. It's a hybrid box here. You've got vents on the front, on the top, and you've got the mesh on the sides. So the circulation should be good. So I'm again going to be testing that to see how well this picks up. I did mention about the batteries earlier, but let's just go over that again. It's a 5 amp hour battery. So we should be getting a good 30 minutes plus runtime on that battery. But again, I'm going to be testing that out on my lawn, and that's a 40 volt. So that 40 volts is going to give you that power. Again, we're going to test it on the longer grass to see how well it copes. Charges around 1 hour, 25 minutes. That's great, fast charging with this Cobra mower. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip the mower over so that we can have a look under the deck. So I'm just going to remove the grass catcher box so you can see there how nicely that goes on and how well that locks in. So some grass collection boxes, they bounce off as soon as you hit the first bump. I can see that there's no way this is going to bounce off, but we will. We'll get the grass box full, we'll bounce the mower around, and we'll make sure that this isn't going to fall off at every bump you hit on your lawn. So let's get that off, and I'll get the mower turned over. Okay, so we can see here the deck underneath. It is a polymer deck, so this isn't like the Cobra MX41, which now seems to be discontinued. That had a metal deck, which I really liked. But having said that, this deck has reinforced bars along the top here, so it's not flimsy, it's not easy to bend. So I think this is what Cobra have decided to do. They've decided to swap out that metal deck on the smaller 41, and I believe this mower, the 43, the MX43, is the replacement for that MX41. So having a look at the blade here, so that's the blade, that's the cutting width, that 43 centimeters or 17 inches, and we're going to see how well that cuts in a moment. So the deck is nice and smooth. That means it's going to be nice and easy to clean off that grass. And yes, it looks pretty good. So one thing you will notice with this mower, that there is no rear roller. So you're not going to get lawn stripes with this mower. If you do, then you're going to have to go over to the RM model. So there is an RM43 model. It's actually an 80 volt, so it uses 2 40 volt batteries. That has a rear roller, and that's going to give you your striped lawn. So if you want a striped lawn, take a look at the RM43. There's a full review and video over on the easylawnmowing.co.uk website of that one with the roller. But this one doesn't come with a roller. It also doesn't come with a mulching plug. It's just cut and collect. Okay, so that's pretty much it in terms of the specification. Let's go out now, let's test this mower out and see how well it performs. So we've come out to my back lawn now to get the grass cut and to test this Cobra out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start on position 2, which is around 35 millimeter cut. So I'm taking quite a bit off in one go, just to see how well it performs and how long the battery lasts. Okay, so let's get on, let's get this cut, and then what I'll do, I'll take it over to the back of the lawn here where there's some really, really long grass, and we'll see how well that 50 volt and this motor copes with longer grass. All right, let's get on, let's get the grass cut. Okay, so I've done 4 passes now up the lawn, and I hope you can see there how good a job it's done of cutting. It's really picked up the grass cuttings well. So if I just show you the box there. So you can see that all of the cuttings are towards the back of the grass collection box. So that means this is really circulating the air well, it's picking up well, it's left none of the grass cuttings on the lawn, and so far it's performing exceptionally well. So I will go over a little bit more detail when I finished, but now what I'm going to do is go to the back of the lawn where we've got some really long grass, and we're going to see how well this tackles that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the height up to number 4, so not even the highest. So that's going to be around 65 mil. So we're really going to be cutting this quite low for this long grass just to see how this performs. So what you should hear is this Cobra has the ability to step that power up when it needs it. And that's great because not only is it going to cut the grass, when you're mowing normal grass, it keeps the power down and that preserves the life of the battery. So we should be listening when we hit this hard grass, it's long grass, that motor really stepping the power up and cutting it, and let's see how well it performs. So I'm going to put it up onto position number 4, which is around 65 mil, and let's see how well this cuts. Okay, so it's done an amazing job there. It's cut that really easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm confident that I can put this down to number 3 like so, and I'm confident that this mower, actually let's go right down to number 2. So here we're at 35 mil, we're cutting at 35 mil this long grass, so let's see how well it performs. Okay, I hope you could see there how impressive this mower is. If you've got any doubts about switching from petrol to cordless, then this Cobra is not going to disappoint. I know you're probably never going to be cutting that length of grass down and taking that much off, but if you do need to, you can see there this Cobra steps up the power and it deals with it absolutely no problem. Okay, I'm going to cut the rest of my lawn and then we'll go over and we'll summarize the pros and cons of this lawnmower. Okay, so that's my lawn cut. It's managed to cut my entire lawn here. I'm around 470 square meters and it's cut it on a single battery, which is fantastic. So this mower, this 43 centimeter deck, is ideal for a lawn of this size, and anything below that is perfect. So as always, I do always go over the pros and cons of any particular mower that I test. So let me get the cons out of the way first. So with this mower, you're not going to get a striped lawn because you don't have the rear roller, although it has sort of striped, but I think that's because I've been taking quite a lot off in one go. I'm taking off more really than that 1/3 that I should be, but I just wanted to test this mower out to see how well it performed. So no rear roller with this. If you want the rear roller, there's always the RM43 model, which is available, and that has a dedicated rear roller at the back. So no rear roller, no stripes. Also, there's no mulching plug supplied with this mower, and there's no option to purchase one as far as I know. So there's no mulching. So this is cut and collect only. So they are only minor points, but that, you know, I want to tell you exactly what you're getting with this particular mower. So let's go over the pros of this mower. I love this mower. I'm super impressed with it. It's so lightweight at 15 kilograms. It's so easy to maneuver. I thought I was going to be somewhat disappointed with it when I love my MX41, which had the steel deck, which had the metal deck, and they've now gone over to this poly deck, which actually makes it so lightweight. The large wheels at the back made it so easy to turn, so easy to maneuver. It's just a pleasure to mow the lawn with this. And I hope on camera you could hear there that when the going got tough, so my lawn isn't brilliant and there is some really high patches. When it hit those high patches, it quickly stepped up the power and cut it very nicely, and then it quickly stepped the power down. So some mowers I've tested, they step the power up, and when you go back to that easy grass, the power is still running at that high amount, using unnecessary battery power. This doesn't. It steps down almost immediately, so it detects how difficult the grass is to cut and it adjusts itself. So that's a great point about this Cobra. The other thing is, it's super comfortable to use. You've got the battery gauge at the top here, so you can press that and see exactly how much power you have left in your battery. You've got the different cutting heights, so that 25 to 75 mil, so that's great for any time of the year cutting your lawn, so you can get it exactly how you want it. I hope you could see how well it cut that long grass at the end of the lawn as well. Amazing, stepped up the power, cut it really easily. So I really rate this mower very highly. It picked up the grass cuttings as well very, very well. The flap worked well as well, and I think that pretty much covers it. This does exactly what it says on the tin, and that's what any mower should do for you. You buy a mower, you want to be confident that the grass box is not going to bounce off when it's full. It's going to leave grass on the lawn, for example. This mower will not disappoint, and I think this is going to become my #1 best mower for medium lawns. And also you're going to get a 2-year warranty with this mower as well, so that gives you peace of mind. And if we just have a look at the box there, you can see how much it actually packs in. So some grass boxes, they say they're 50 litres, they fill at this end, they fill up before they've filled the back end because they don't have the power to pick up for that circulation. This doesn't. It absolutely packs this 50 litre grass collection box, and that's going to mean less stops for you. So all in all, this mower gets my thumbs up and it comes highly recommended. Okay, so I hope you found this review of this Cobra MX41 40-volt cordless lawnmower useful. If you did, could I please ask that you click that thumbs up button below this video? It'd be much appreciated. And why not subscribe to my channel as well to get notifications when I release any future videos. If you have any questions about this mower, please head on over to the easylawnmowing.co.uk website. There's a full review there. You can ask me anything, ask me questions, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. And don't forget, you've got that comparison table there as well that shows the whole range of Cobra mowers, so you can pick the one that's exactly right for you. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.